Hi there. This video is going to demonstrate how easy it is to integrate your vCenter with the OnApp cloud platform. Whether you're a new customer setting up for the first time, whether you're an existing customer adding to your existing OnApp environment. So we're logged in as a full administrator. We first go to settings, and what we need to do is create a compute zone that our vCenter is going to be assigned to. So I'd recommend in most cases that you just want a single zone for each vCenter environment. So we're creating a vCenter zone. We're going to give it a friendly name, and we pretty much can leave all the other settings as the default because they're not relevant in a vCenter environment. So click Save. And the next thing we need to do is create our compute resource. So we need to add our vCenter settings and assign it to that zone. So we go to Settings, Compute Resources, Add New Compute Resource. Give the vCenter environment a friendly name. Make sure we select the compute resource type as vCenter. And once we've done that, we're able to enter the vSphere web client URL. So OnApp knows where to send the API commands. And we also need a full administrator account. So this can be the default vSphere account, or you can create another account specifically for OnApp, as long as it's got full administrator rights. And that's to the full tree in vCenter, so data center and above. Click Save. Now OnApp will then read all the relevant information from vCenter. It'll import information about data stores, about networks, and it won't import any virtual machines because you choose which existing VMs you want to import. But in this video demo, we're just going to demonstrate how we set it up for your customers to deploy their own virtual machines. So we can see the status of the import there. So next thing we're going to do, show you there that there's the option to import virtual server. But first what we're going to do is we're going to specify the templates we want to use. So previously, you needed to import OVAs into OnApp. But now we read the existing templates in your vCenter environments, and you can see it here from the list. We just need to specify the credentials for each of these templates. And this is because OnApp will actually perform additional tasks once deploying a template. It will configure networking information and various things like that. So we need credentials to be able to do that. So we specified the credentials there for our CentOS template. Next thing we need to do is create a template store. Now this is where we store all of our templates. You can have different stores for different customers, or you can have a shared store. So we've created a folder there. And then now what we need to do is add our template in. So that's the original template folder, but we need to add in a vCenter template. And we'll see here it's in our list. So we've added that in. So we've got our template store. We've now defined what we want our customers to deploy. So next thing we need to do is create a bucket. And now buckets control what access customers have to resources, how many of those resources they can use, and if you wish as well, you can set pricing for those resources. So we've created a new blank bucket. We now need to add a virtual server limit. So we're specifying just an unlimited amount of virtual servers here. We then select which vCenter zone we want to add. So this one we created earlier. We're setting a maximum amount of resources a customer can use if they've been assigned this bucket. We're also setting a minimum amount that they can set for each virtual machine. So we add that compute resource. You can duplicate it to rate card if you want to set pricing at a later time. Now add in the storage. So OnApp has just imported all storage and automatically put it into a single zone. You can reconfigure this later if you wish and split out different storage policies into different zones. Now we're adding in our networks. Again, we've put all of our networks into a single zone by default, but you can split each DV port group out into separate zones if you want to define different networks for different customers. And then finally, we need to add in our vCenter template store, which we've added. So there we go. We've got all the minimum things required for a customer's bucket. So we can now add that to a customer. But before we start, we need to assign IP addressing to the network. So this is the network here that we're going to use. It's called management. And then if we click on the label there, we can see here we can create a new IP net. We can give this IP net a friendly name. But we need to do this step before a customer can deploy a virtual machine because OnApp manages all the IP management, so it'll automatically assign IPs to an individual user. So we need to specify the network address, we need to specify the network mask, and we also need to specify the default gateway. Now, OnApp by default can just add in a default range based on those settings, but you can specify exactly which IPs you want OnApp to assign to customer virtual machines. So if you've just got a specific part of the subnet that is specifically for OnApp VMs, then this is where you would specify it. So I've selected 20 IPs there. And now I need to create a user. So this is your customer, this is your end user. So I give them a login name. This is what they log into the OnApp portal with. Fill out some various details, specify their email address. Each user in OnApp needs a unique email address. Specify their time zone, their locale, and then specify the password for them to log in as. Click Next. We're not using user groups in this case, but we'll select which user role. We've got a specific vCenter user role. Now we select the bucket we've just created. So this specifies what access this customer has got. And then what's really handy with OnApp is you can click on a user, any user that you've created, and you can log in as them really easily. So we're now logged in as the user. So you can see here we haven't got any virtual servers yet, but we're going to create a virtual server. I'm going to select the template from the store that the administrator has provided. We'll give the virtual machine a label, give it a host name, specify a password, or you can leave OnApp to auto-generate this. Click Next, and then specify the data store, specify the network, and you can see the IP range we've just specified is there. Click Next, check the summary, and click Create Virtual Server. So OnApp will now go ahead and it will clone that template that exists in vCenter. It will deploy that virtual machine, and it will configure the IP settings, it will configure the password, and then it will finally start up the virtual server and allow the customer then to access the console and other various items. And there we see, we've got access to the console. We can log in with a password that we've set. And that's it. That's how easy it is to integrate vCenter and have your customers start spinning up their own virtual machines.